if Summer Walker is acknowledging and telling us that these specific songs are causing her anxiety and stress to perform, I don't see no issue with that. And neither should you.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What is going on, y'all? After much thought, I have decided to talk about this whole thing with Summer Walker after she's had her concert in Atlanta, and a little bit of backlash from guests who attended and other people who were saying I would never go to a Summer Walker concert. Now, the reason why I'm critiquing and having a conversation about this, she has come out publicly and said that she's dealing with social anxiety, and I respected that. I think we can't do anything else than respect that. And I'm seeing the criticism of, like, you know, people who win, just like, I paid to see these specific songs. These songs weren't performed. These things wasn't given. I feel let down, da 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 da. Now, I have a lot to say about this, a lot to say. One, I'm gonna start from this. I don't think Summer Walker was wrong for saying that she, you know, is not comfortable performing these songs yet. It's emotional, it's a lie, it's taking a toll on her, yada, yada, yada. Like, she's expressed that. However, I do think that Summer Walker should have said this before she went on tour. Before she, you know, sold tickets and she got everybody else to buy, she should have said, she should have been honest and said, hey, you know, I'm doing this, but I'm not yet 100% ready to perform all my songs from my first album or second album, what have you. I think she should have said that. What is getting me is that so many people are like going off and, you know, like dragging her and saying all these things. And all I'm thinking about is, why is there a huge gathering, a concert in the middle of a pandemic? Like, that's what gets me, is that, for one, why are we going to a concert in a pandemic? Why? Whatever reason that she's chosen to do a concert in the middle of a pandemic. Like, that's my first question. Second is, why are people even going and paying to be at a concert in the middle of a pandemic to begin with? Like, I'm gonna put the blame on Summer Walker for that. Like, I'm seeing the criticism, I'm just like, well, we wouldn't be here if there was no concert to begin with, considering we're still in the pandemic and there's, you know, so many people passing away a day, a month, a week, and then we got all these folks still in the hospital. Even though the numbers have went down, we've been through this again. We've seen the numbers go down. We get comfortable. We drop the mask mandates and all that, and then it comes back up. Like, it happens. It's happened like twice at this point. Like, it's happened so many times. So I'm just looking at that. There was this post that I saw on Instagram that really was the driving force for me to do this video, because I just could not believe that so many black folks, like, I can't believe so many black queer people felt comfortable sharing that post on Instagram, like even posting that, because a queer person had posted that, and called out Summer Walker and said that she was entitled, called her the B word. It was riddled in misogyny, so much misogyny, and I'm seeing folks that I respect like the post, and I'm just like, girl, it's clicking, but it's clicking down. And considering that we have saw and lost so many black folks to death by suicide in the last couple of weeks, you all still don't seem to get mental health. Like, we will say, oh, mental health, mental health, mental health. This woman has just named that, hey, I don't feel comfortable performing these songs, da 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 da, like, they bring me these things, and your immediate reaction is saying she's entitled. I think people don't like the fact that Summer Walker is doing whatever she wants to do. We're not getting artists who are choosing their own path, and if they fall and they stumble or whatever, they do that. And I saw so many people who were comparing Summer Walker to, well, the old girls didn't do this, and the R&B greats and the legends. Half of the R&B female artists that came out are dead. Like, a lot of them struggled with mental health in silence. A lot of them had addiction issues. And I thought that was ironic, because I would think that some people who have experienced that would have understood how that can hurt you. Like, you can suffer in silence. That's why I just really don't get it. And I'm looking y'all in the face like, y'all literally need to check yourselves. Yes, Summer Walker, one, was wrong for hosting a concert in the middle of a pandemic. I would tell her that to her face, like, girl, first of all, you're having this in the middle of a pandemic. But these folks chose to go to this concert for whatever reason. Summer Walker I feel like she did goop. She did goop. Now that you know Summer Walker is feeling like this and she's doing this and that, don't go to the concert. But I don't think it's nothing wrong with Summer Walker saying, hey, these songs are not songs that I'm comfortable with performing. So let's say that Summer Walker turns to other elements that helps her be in a better space to perform these songs. Let's say she gets out and she puts on a beautiful face and she like, oh, perform all these songs, and then she's suffering in silence. Because we've literally seen people this year, it seemed like nothing was wrong with them from the surface, but were struggling with issues in private. And then we get on social media and then we drag these folks for having these same things like, how is she depressed? She was just twerking on a pole last week. She don't be having that issue when she be dancing and doing all this other stuff. I'm just like, that's not how anxiety works. Everybody's stuff is different. That is not how mental health works. There are some days where I feel, oh my gosh, girl, I'm gonna do about 20 videos. Girl, it's giving house down boots. I'm gonna record, drag. I'm gonna have a good time talking about the things I enjoy. And then tomorrow I'm depressed. It literally happens like that. Honestly, today was one of those days for me, to be quite honest. Today was one of those days where I felt really good yesterday about all the things, considering all the stuff that was happening to me yesterday. I felt very, very good. But today I'm just like, you know what? What if I just do give up? What if I just say, hey, you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to continue on this journey. I don't want to continue to deal with harassment, anti-fatness, and HIV and AIDS jokes. What if and I literally just told my friend, what if I just said, okay, girl, I'm done. And you got this woman saying like, hey, she is naming like, hey, I'm not comfortable doing these songs. And I think the criticism should be, well, girl, why you didn't tell us that from the beginning? Because you would have gave me the option to choose if I want to go to your concert or not. But Summer Walker never did say what song she was going to perform. She never did say that. She never did say, I'm performing all this other stuff. And then she named, because I'm pretty sure she saw the backlash. From what I saw from the concert, it looked fairly good. It didn't look bad. It wasn't like over the top, like as far as like I would go in the middle of a pandemic and risk it to see it. But I think that, you know, Summer Walker saying and naming that, hey girl, like I'm dealing with these issues is perfectly fine. And I was just so taken back by, like, these folks were literally commenting under this post of this person who has said so many vile things about like black folks, dark skinned folks, like all type of comments, like black, and they like folks, I really won't ever get that. Like I don't get it. I just don't get it. What, like, you comparing Summer Walker, an artist in 2022, to artists in 1980, like, do you know how many black female artists that we have lost over the last how many years to, like, y'all just got through seeing the stuff. Janet Jackson just did a documentary about the stuff that she was dealing with in silence. Who else? Tina Turner literally did a documentary about that. Like, sis went through hell. But none of that really matters as long as the consumer gets what they want. And I think that's the issue, is that now you have these artists are just like, girl, I'm not doing that. And all y'all got to do now is not support them. That's all you have to do. If you don't like the way Summer Walker is moving and how she's, what's her name, then stop. Now, what's quite interesting about this is Summer Walker can get out here and she can just say, hey girl, I'm not gonna perform these songs. I don't feel comfortable, and everybody's dragging the hell out of her. Versus you got all these black male artists, black rappers and stuff have numerous allegations of rape or sexual misconduct, harassment, the list goes on and on and on. But yet the same response is not given to them. It's nothing but misogyny. It's nothing but misogyny. And let me be honest, black gay men, y'all can definitely be misogynist. Like, you definitely can participate in that. And I think that's what really got me, is that how dare you as a grown man call this woman out her name and to bring up all these other artists who literally have seen them suffer in private and deal with the things that they were dealing with, to the point that they don't want to do anything else. Like, there are so many other artists. If Summer Walker is not doing it for you, don't listen. You have that choice. If the artist is not doing something that you're not interested in, then move on. You can't make nobody do nothing. You can't, the labels like that, what if they not doing no training, they not doing no training, they not doing no development. Girl, these are the same folks who literally don't have no development within themselves. Like, if anything, artists are doing what they want to do, and you choose if you want to support them or not. I didn't go to Summer Walker's concert. She was here 2 times in Atlanta. Didn't go to neither one of them. First, I'm not going to a concert in the middle of a pandemic anyway. I'm just not doing that. I don't want to be breathing on folks. I take COVID serious. There are some times where I do go out and I do stuff, but that's like risk way too much. Like, that's way too much. So why? Like, why are we doing that? And like, these folks were more pissed off about the songs not being played. Y'all are literally sitting amongst thousands of folks breathing on each other in the middle of a pandemic. When I tell you I'm so ready to give up on humanity, I'm so ready to give up, because it's just not clicking for me. It's not making any sense. Yes, honestly, looking in, and I hope Summer Walker is seeing this. Summer Walker, I like you a lot. I don't agree with a lot of things that you've done, especially when it comes to COVID and how you respond to stuff, But girl, I'm rooting for you, and I don't think it's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, I'm not going to be able to perform these songs. There is nothing wrong with her saying that. There is nothing wrong with an artist saying, I don't feel comfortable performing these songs. And you do what you want to do. If you want to support the girl, support her. If you're pissed off about that, don't support her. But just getting online and to bash her online and to drag her. And then when we find out 2-3 months later that she apparently, not saying that this will happen, I'm not hoping this happened, but then she spirals into a depression that it ends up like, let's say worst case scenario, she ends up taking her life. Then what is it? Oh my God, we should have been respecting her. It's too late. Because a lot of y'all are reactive instead of proactive, because it doesn't benefit you. You can be sorry for her after the person is dead and gone. You can feel sorry and you can reclaim, well, oh my gosh, we should have been there, but we should have been doing that from the very beginning. If the girl says she don't want to perform the songs, then she ain't got to perform them. And we ain't got to go. Point blank in a period. I don't understand that. I don't really understand that. And I'm just really confused of how high of a standard we have for black females when it's coming to their performances, but black men can literally be dealing with several court cases, several things, have a history of abuse, and it's just like we don't say anything. Still going to their concerts, still going whatever. It's just, y'all have to check out misogyny. And some of you women have to check y'all internalized misogyny too, because I saw some of y'all in there commenting to it, and I was very disappointed for some of y'all to be considering yourselves like, oh, protecting black women, all the other stuff, and it's just like, are you protecting black women? Are you interested in uplifting black women? When you sit up here literally liking a post and supporting somebody who's been very vile to black women, specifically dark-skinned black women, like, girl, I'm looking at y'all very shady. Looking at y'all very shady right now. So, yes, I end this in saying Summer Walker's not wrong. She made a decision. She made a decision that she wasn't going to perform the songs, and now it's time for the people who are fans of her and want to hear her music to make a decision. Hey, if someone's not performing these songs, then I'm not going. And that's the end of the discussion. Period.